Greetings, science enthusiasts. My name is Sudhir Singh, and today we're going on an incredible journey inside our own heads. Consider this. You smell a flower, you see a beautiful sunset, you smile at a friend, you sing your favorite song. How does all of that happen? The answer lies in a remarkable network of nerves that connect your brain to the rest of your head, neck, and even further down. These are the 12 cranial nerves, and they are the unsung heroes of our daily lives. The absolute command center for so many of our senses and actions. These nerves are like a high-speed fiber optic network, a biological superhighway, carrying vital information to and from your brain every single second. Without them, we wouldn't be able to taste our food, hear music, feel a gentle breeze on our face, or even just look around the room. They are fundamental to our very experience of the world. Each of the 12 pairs has a specific, fascinating job to do, working in a beautifully coordinated symphony that allows us to interact with our environment in complex and meaningful ways. So, get ready to be amazed. We're going to dive deep, one by one, into the 12 cranial nerves and what each one does. We'll explore how they work, why they're so important, and how this intricate wiring makes you, well, you. By the end of this, you'll have a whole new appreciation for the incredible biological machinery working tirelessly inside your skull. So let's get started. Science rules. Let's start with number 1, the olfactory nerve. Now, olfaction is just a fancy, scientific way of saying the sense of smell. This nerve is your direct line to the world of aromas. Think about the smell of freshly baked cookies, the scent of rain on hot pavement, or the fragrance of a pine forest. All of those sensations are brought to you courtesy of the olfactory nerve. It's a purely sensory nerve, meaning its only job is to send information to the brain, not receive commands from it. It's like a dedicated reporter for your nose. How does it work? Well, specialized receptor cells high up inside your nasal cavity detect odor molecules floating in the air. When you inhale, these molecules bind to the receptors, which then send an electrical signal up through tiny nerve fibers. These fibers pass through a part of the skull called the cribriform plate and plug directly into the olfactory bulb, which is basically the brain's welcome center for smells. From there, the information is sent to other parts of the brain that process memory and emotion, which is why a certain smell can instantly take you back to a specific moment in your past. It's a powerful connection. Next up, let's bring things into focus with number 2, the optic nerve. This nerve is all about vision. Everything you see, the words on this screen, the colors of a rainbow, the face of a loved one, is transmitted to your brain through this incredible bundle of more than 1 million nerve fibers. Just like the olfactory nerve, the optic nerve is purely sensory. It's a one-way street, a high-definition cable carrying visual data from your eyes directly to your brain's processing center. It's not just a wire, it's the very reason you have a visual world. Light enters your eye and hits the retina, a layer of light-sensitive cells at the back of your eyeball. These cells, called rods and cones, convert the light into electrical signals. The optic nerve then gathers all these signals, like a massive data cable, and carries them out the back of the eye. The 2 optic nerves, one from each eye, meet at a place called the optic chiasm, where some fibers cross over. This crossover is brilliant. It allows the information from both eyes to be combined, giving us stereoscopic vision, depth perception, and a complete picture of the world around us. It's truly a marvel of biological engineering. Now we move on to cranial nerve 3, the oculomotor nerve. The name gives you a clue. Oculo for eye and motor for movement. This nerve is the primary workhorse when it comes to controlling your eye's motion. Think about it. You can look up, down, left, right, and all around without even moving your head. That precision is largely thanks to the oculomotor nerve. It controls 4 of the 6 muscles that surround your eyeball, allowing for a huge range of smooth, coordinated movements. It's the director of your eye's personal ballet. But that's not all. The oculomotor nerve has a couple of other very important jobs. It also controls the muscle that lifts your upper eyelid. So the very act of having your eyes open is an active process managed by this nerve. Furthermore, it's responsible for constricting your pupil. When you walk into a bright room, your pupils get smaller to limit the amount of light coming in. That automatic protective reflex is the oculomotor nerve at work, protecting your sensitive retina. It's a multi-talented nerve, crucial for seeing, looking, and protecting. Let's meet the fourth cranial nerve, the trochlear nerve. Now, this one is a bit of a specialist. While the oculomotor nerve was a general manager controlling many muscles, the trochlear nerve is a dedicated expert with a single, very specific task. It controls just one muscle, but it's a very important one, the superior oblique muscle of the eye. This nerve is unique. It's the smallest cranial nerve in terms of the number of axons it contains, and it's the only one that exits from the back or dorsal side of the brainstem. It's a little bit of an oddball, but its job is critical. So what does this superior oblique muscle do? Its primary action is to move the eye downward and inward. Think about walking down a flight of stairs and looking at your feet, or reading a book that's resting in your lap. That specific downward and inward rotation of your eyeball is orchestrated by the trochlear nerve. Without it, you would have trouble with these tasks and might experience double vision, especially when looking down. It's a perfect example of how even the smallest, most specialized parts of our nervous system play an indispensable role in our everyday actions. Buckle up for cranial nerve 5, the trigeminal nerve. This one is a major player. The name trigeminal means threefold, and that's because it splits into 3 large branches that cover different parts of your face. This is what we call a mixed nerve, which means it has both sensory and motor functions. It's like a multi-purpose tool for your head. Its sensory job is massive. It's responsible for almost all the sensations you feel on your face. A gentle touch on your cheek, the feeling of wind on your forehead, a toothache, that's all the trigeminal nerve reporting for duty. On the motor side of things, the trigeminal nerve is all about power. It controls the powerful muscles you use for chewing or mastication. When you bite into an apple or chew a piece of steak, you can thank your trigeminal nerve for providing the force. These muscles, like the masseter and temporalis, are some of the strongest in the body for their size. So this nerve allows you to feel the world with your face and interact with it by biting and chewing. It's a true powerhouse, essential for sensation and sustenance. Let's take a sideways look at our next nerve, cranial nerve 6, the abducens nerve. We're back to the eyes. Like the trochlear nerve, the abducens nerve is a motor nerve with a very specific singular purpose. Its job is to control just one of the 6 extraocular muscles, the lateral rectus muscle. This muscle is located on the outer side of your eyeball, the side away from your nose. The name abducens comes from the word abduct, which in anatomy means to move a body part away from the midline of the body. The function of the lateral rectus muscle, and therefore the abducens nerve, is to move your eye outward, away from your nose. It's the nerve you use for a sideways glance. When you look to the far left with your left eye, or to the far right with your right eye, that's the abducens nerve firing and telling the lateral rectus muscle to contract. It works in perfect opposition to the muscles that pull the eye inward. The precise coordination between these nerves, oculomotor, trochlear, and abducens, is what allows us to have such stable, fluid, and comprehensive vision. Get ready to smile, because we're talking about cranial nerve 7, the facial nerve. This is another incredibly important mixed nerve with a wide range of jobs. Its most famous role is controlling the muscles of facial expression. Every smile, frown, wink, grimace, and raised eyebrow is brought to you by the facial nerve. It's the reason our faces are so expressive and can communicate our emotions without a single word. It innervates a complex web of small muscles that allow for an amazing subtlety of expression. It's the nerve of communication. But wait, there's more. The facial nerve also has a sensory role. It carries taste sensations from the front 2/3 of your tongue. So when you taste something sweet or salty on the tip of your tongue, that's the facial nerve at work. It also helps with some autonomic functions like stimulating your salivary glands to produce saliva and your lacrimal glands to produce tears. So this one nerve helps you show you're happy with a smile, taste the sweetness of cake, and even cry during a sad movie. It's deeply connected to our emotional and sensory experiences. Let's listen closely for cranial nerve 8, the vestibulocochlear nerve. What a name. But it's actually 2 nerves bundled together, and the name tells you exactly what they do. We have the cochlear part, which is all about hearing, and the vestibular part, which is all about balance and spatial orientation. This is our sensory nerve for sound and equilibrium. It doesn't move anything. It just listens to the world and tells the brain which way is up. It's your body's built-in sound system and gyroscope. The cochlear nerve connects to the cochlea in your inner ear, a snail-shaped structure that turns sound vibrations into nerve impulses. This is how you hear music, conversations, and all the sounds of your environment. The vestibular nerve, on the other hand, connects to the vestibular system, also in your inner ear. This system detects changes in your head's position and movement. It's what gives you your sense of balance, allowing you to walk a straight line, stand on one foot, or even just sit upright without falling over. Hearing and balance are two senses we often take for granted, and they are both managed by this one amazing nerve. Moving on to number 9, the glossopharyngeal nerve. Let's break down that name. Glosso refers to the tongue, and pharyngeal refers to the pharynx, which is your throat. So, right away, we know this nerve has a lot to do with the tongue and throat. Like several others we've met, this is a mixed nerve handling both sensory and motor information. It's a critical player in the complex acts of tasting and swallowing, functions that are vital for enjoying our food and, more importantly, for survival. On the sensory side, the glossopharyngeal nerve handles taste from the back 1/3 of the tongue, often where we perceive bitter tastes. It also carries general sensations like touch and pain from the pharynx and the back of the tongue. It even has special sensors in your blood vessels that monitor blood pressure. On the motor side, it helps control a muscle in the pharynx that's important for swallowing. It also stimulates the parotid gland, one of your major salivary glands, to help lubricate your food. It's a true multitasker, managing sensation and action in that crucial crossroad of your throat. Prepare to be amazed by cranial nerve 10, the vagus nerve. The name vagus is Latin for wandering, and this nerve certainly lives up to its name. It is by far the longest and most complex of the cranial nerves. While most cranial nerves stay in the head and neck region, the vagus nerve wanders down, innervating organs in the chest and abdomen. It is the main nerve of the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for your rest and digest functions. It's a mixed nerve with a vast array of sensory and motor responsibilities. The vagus nerve's motor functions include helping to control the muscles for swallowing and speaking by innervating the pharynx and larynx, your voice box. But its reach extends much further, influencing your heart rate, digestion, and breathing. Its sensory functions are just as extensive. It receives sensory information from the throat, the larynx, the lungs, the heart, and a large part of the digestive tract. It's constantly sending updates to your brain about the status of your internal organs. The vagus nerve is a critical communication link between your brain and your body's core systems, a true superhighway of information. Let's tackle cranial nerve 11, the accessory nerve, sometimes called the spinal accessory nerve. This one is a bit different from the others. It's a motor nerve, but it's unique because it originates from both the brain stem and the upper part of the spinal cord. These two roots join together, travel up into the skull through a large opening, and then exit right back out to do their job. Its primary role is straightforward but very important. It controls two major muscles in your neck and shoulders. The two muscles controlled by the accessory nerve are the sternocleidomastoid and the trapezius. The sternocleidomastoid muscle is the large muscle on the side of your neck that allows you to turn your head from side to side and tilt it. The trapezius is the large diamond-shaped muscle of your upper back and shoulders. You use it when you shrug your shoulders, lift your arms, and stabilize your shoulder blades. So every time you shake your head no or shrug your shoulders to say, I don't know, you are using your accessory nerve. It's the nerve for expressive head and shoulder movements. We've reached our final stop, cranial nerve 12, the hypoglossal nerve. Let's look at the name. Hypo means under, and glossal means tongue. This nerve runs under the tongue, and it is the primary motor nerve for this incredibly important muscle. The hypoglossal nerve controls all the intricate and precise movements of the tongue. It doesn't deal with taste or sensation. Its job is purely about movement, and the tongue needs a lot of control. It's not just one muscle, but a complex group of muscles. Think about all the things you do with your tongue. You use it to speak clearly, articulating different sounds to form words. You use it to manipulate food in your mouth while you chew, moving it from side to side and pushing it back to be swallowed. You even use it for simple things like licking an ice cream cone. All of these actions, from the subtle movements of speech to the powerful motions of swallowing, are under the command of the hypoglossal nerve. It's the final piece of our cranial nerve puzzle, ensuring we can eat, speak, and communicate effectively. And there you have it. From the olfactory nerve that lets you smell breakfast cooking, to the optic nerve that lets you see the morning sun, all the way to the hypoglossal nerve that helps you talk about your day, we've journeyed through the entire set of 12 cranial nerves. These nerves are the intricate, essential wiring that connects your brain to your world. They are responsible for a breathtaking array of functions: seeing, smelling, hearing, tasting, feeling, moving our faces, shrugging our shoulders, swallowing our food, and so much more. They are the conductors of the grand symphony of sensation and action that is you. Each nerve has its own specialized role, yet they all work together in perfect harmony. The eye movement nerves, 3, 4, and 6, collaborate to give you a stable view of the world. The nerves of the throat, 9, 10, and 12, work as a team to ensure you can eat and speak. Understanding this system isn't just about memorizing names and numbers, it's about appreciating the sheer elegance and complexity of the human body. It gives us a deeper insight into how we perceive and interact with everything around us every single moment of our lives. So the next time you smile at someone, take a deep breath of fresh air, or savor a delicious meal, take a moment to think about the incredible cranial nerves making it all possible. I encourage you to keep these nerves in mind. Remembering them gives you a fantastic framework for understanding how your brain and body are so deeply connected. The more we learn about how we work, the more we can marvel at the science of ourselves. Thank you for joining me on this amazing anatomical adventure. Stay curious.